Do you want to know the beauty about sports? You're never fully satisfied. Whether your team goes winless or your team takes home the title, you'll always find something to be upset about. And that's why we are forever disappointed.
What's up, guys? Today's Friday, April 30th. Welcome to another episode of FD Forever Disappointed. Got a good episode for you today. We're going to give you a little bit of a draft review slash preview of the second and third rounds. So, let's just jump right into it.
If
Start
you
off with
if you
sports
haven't
talk.
been disappointed before, you will be based on how your team drafts.
That's true. There's always something disappointing about how your team drafts.
Yeah.
But we'll get to the draft later in the episode. Let's kick off with sports talk here. I know the big one for Mike is UFC 261 just happened.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty good. I actually watched it. I went to a bar and watched it. It was a good event. It was a quick one. I mean, every fight on the main card
All the
and
main cards except the main event lasted one round. The main event lasted two.
yeah, the main event lasted two. That's actually like, well, no, I thought the Doug Rose fight was the first round.
Yeah, Thug Rose lasted one round.
Oh, okay. I thought there was another. I thought one of the girls' fights went into the second round, but none of the fights made it past the second round. I know
We
that.
had one that lasted one round, which was Anthony Smith versus Jim Crute, the first main card event.
Yeah, yeah.
And the doctor called it a stoppage because
That's right. That's right.
got
Because
Jim Crute lost feeling in his leg because he got hit right in the perfect spot.
he got hit like right in the quad, and if you watch that kick in slow motion after they showed it, like, you could definitely see like a tendon or something pop because like he was struggling to like put weight on it at all, and you could tell he wanted to keep fighting, and he was pissed when they called it, but it was a good call to stop it.
I don't think it was a tendon. I just think he hit him right in the nerve. It just shot for a couple minutes.
I don't know. It looked like something popped in his leg.
No, I mean, it was a good kick by Smith. And then, yeah, doctor stopped it. He wanted to see if he was good for the second round, which he did take a couple steps, but then he started walking backwards, and that's when his leg gave out again, and the
And they
doctor
did,
rightfully called it.
yeah. And then the Chris Weidman,
That was the next fight on the card, Chris Weidman versus Uriah Hall.
Uriah Hall. I was trying to remember his last name. Um,
Chris Weidman gave Uriah Hall his first loss a couple years ago, so this was a rematch. And Chris Weidman takes the very first kick of the fight. Very first strike is a kick, and he just
snapped
blew
his
out.
leg.
Yeah, snapped his
I
leg.
got a picture of it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brutal. I feel really bad for Chris Weidman. I mean, obviously, even Uriah Hall, like you train, 5-6 months for a fight like that, and for it to end like that, it does nobody really wins in that scenario.
No.
I think the worst part about it was that people were saying that that's how
Chris
Anderson's
Chris
that's
Weidman
how
was on the other end of that one. Yeah, when Silva
yeah,
fought.
when he fought Anderson Silva a couple of years back, the same thing happened, except Chris Weidman was on the other end. Anderson Silva snapped his leg on a kick.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were like, "Oh, poetic justice." I was like, "That's just fucked up.
That's
That
not what it just sucks.
that just sucks."
That's a
Like
real coincidence.
they said, he snapped both his tibia and his fibia on that kick.
Yeah.
Oh man, that watching that live, I missed it live. I was I was eating or something, and I missed it live, and I heard everybody just go, "Oh," and I look up, and the guy's just on the floor, and I'm like, "What happened? What happened? What happened?" And my dad was like, "They might not even show a replay because it was so brutal," and then they showed it. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. No, it was bad.
I was like, "Oh no, that's not good."
Chris did have his surgery the other day. Said doctors told him about 8 weeks before he can start walking again, and he's looking at 6 to 8 months before he can start training again. So.
Damn. Yeah, and I had seen that it would be a year before he fights again,
Oh yeah,
like
without a doubt.
like a year minimum.
Yeah.
That's just brutal, dude. You never want to see injuries like that. Even like they were trying to like talk to Uriah Hall after, and like you could just tell like he didn't even want to, like he didn't even like he probably doesn't even think that's a win for him.
Mm-mm. Then we had next on the card for the women's flyweight title. Valentina Shevchenko holding up or defending her title versus Jessica Andrade, and
Oh, just
Valentina just
I was
dominated
actually
that
so
fight.
I was yeah she got dominated, but I was actually cheering for Andrade because I had seen her fight a couple of times before that, and she was really good.
Yeah.
She gave up a lot of size, both weight and height, and even reach. So like that didn't help her. And the Krishchenko chick, she was just a monster on the grapple.
Oh,
Like
this fight actually went to the second round. Lasted 3 minutes in this.
I was gonna
3 minutes
say,
and 10 seconds in the second round.
yeah, because the first round they were kind of just throwing punches the whole time, which is Jessica Andrade's strength. She's a striker. So I was like, oh, that's working, that's working. And then she got caught in a bad spot on the ground where she couldn't defend herself, and they called the fight in the second round.
Yeah.
That fight, it was a good fight, but you could tell that she was just getting physically dominated.
Yeah, Valentina's a beast.
Yeah, we were joking like she's like from Kyrgyzstan or something like that. We were like, yeah, in the winter they fly her out to Siberia and she wrestles polar bears.
Yeah. Well,
That's her training.
That's Habib wrestled bears back in Russia.
Yeah, I still don't believe that. I refuse to believe that.
You never know.
Yeah, I mean it's possible, but I refuse to believe that man was wrestling bears.
Hey, it worked out for him if it did.
Oh, he retired the champ. No lie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if I believe that he was wrestling bears.
Yeah, Valentina defends her title successfully. Then we had one and only fight of the 3 title fights where someone was crowned new champion. Actually, crowned re-champ.
Yeah.
Doug Rose Namajunas, minute 18 seconds left, or a minute 18 seconds into the first round, with a beautiful roundhouse kick.
Right on the jawline.
Just completely dropped her, and the ref rightfully stopped it, which Zhang was pissed, but she was out of it.
No, my dad was pissed too. He was like, I think they called that a little close, but when they showed the replay, she was not defending herself. She was just getting pounded into the floor.
Like live action, you could see her walking up really wobbly.
And she got kicked, and when she got kicked, her hands completely dropped, and she was just face down on the canvas, and Thug Rose was just was just giving her the hammer fist. I mean, you have to call the fight at that point.
Yeah. It was a beautiful kick by Rose, so she regains her title. First woman in UFC history to regain a title. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
I was happy. I got the USA chant started in the bar that I was at when she won. I was like, USA, USA.
Nice.
Yeah. I was super happy that she won. You could tell she was really hyped. Like she was in her corner, like, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. And she went out there and she proved it. She put that kick right on that girl's jaw, bro.
It was a beautiful kick. Well timed, beautiful placement.
Yeah, and she caught her with a feint because she kind of dodged into the kick, if you saw that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really impressive. But yeah, beautiful kick, beautiful way to get on her really fast. Don't give her a chance to defend herself. I think they did a really good job. And props to her for getting her title back. It's a hard thing to do. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know she was the first woman to do that though. So props to her. That was really good. And then of course we have the main event.
Kamaru Usman versus Jorge. Kamaru with a second round knockout, a minute 2 seconds into the second round.
I was cheering for Jorge. I think everybody knows I was cheering for Jorge.
Yeah, still my champ, but
there's a very thin line in fighting in general, but especially in the UFC, of being cocky and being stupid. Like, I feel like you have to fight cocky in the UFC. You have to have a certain chip on your shoulder just because it drives you. Like, you have to go in there and beat the crap out of somebody. It's not something easy to do, but Jorge was being cocky and he kept dropping his hands, toying with them, and he got caught. He got caught with one fucking powerhouse punch, and you can't do that. You have to fight smart because, like, you're really risking your life in some of these fights.
Mm-hmm.
And he was winning the stand-up fight with Usman. Like, Usman is not he has knockout power, obviously, as we've seen, but he's not a boxer. Like, that is Jorge's strength, is fighting. So he was really winning the stand-up game, and he just got caught with one punch, caught with his hands down, and I was really upset. I was like, damn.
Usman, yeah. No,
because Usman was coming in,
Masvidal didn't respect the power of Usman.
No, Usman was coming in really wild, and Jorge was landing some good counters, slipping punches. I think, and he looked really tired even towards the end of that second round. So I thought that if Jorge could have stayed up, through the third, even the fourth round, that stand-up boxing game would have ended up getting to Kamaru.
Yeah.
I guess we'll never know though, because Kamaru put one on his chin.
Yeah, it was really bad. I think Jorge just let the fans get to him at the moment.
It was all respect after the fight though,
Yeah.
which was good to see because they were talking a little bit of smack during the fight
Yeah.
and before. It was cool to see Francis Ngannou in Kamaru's corner. I hadn't seen that before.
Yeah, well, they're both from Africa, so
Yeah, apparently they're good friends, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean Kamaru, who's he gonna fight now? Who's the next challenger?
well, the guy he should fight is Kobe.
But Colby's not the first one that's up, right?
No, Kobe's the number one contender.
Who's the first? There's another guy that I think they have him slated to fight first.
No, Dana White said Usman's the guy, or Kobe's the guy.
Oh, okay. I thought I had seen something where he was gonna fight what's the guy's name? Alex something.
No.
That there's a guy who's fighting, I think Nate Diaz in the next one, and I think they had said that if he won that fight, he was gonna get
That's
shot.
Leon. Leon Edwards is Nate Diaz.
Okay,
but
so
I haven't heard about that, but no, Kobe's the guy for Kobe.
okay.
Should be the guy up.
You follow this more than I do, so I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, Kobe for sure. It should be the next fight for tomorrow.
Does Kobe have a shot?
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe he's got a puncher. He's got a puncher's chance.
Yeah, I mean, he put up like the most contested fight versus Kamaru so far.
Oh, they've fought already.
Yeah, but Kamaru also broke Kobe's jaw last time they fought. So
really,
yeah.
Wait, so when they fought, was Kamaru still the champ?
I'm not sure. I believe so.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that pretty much covers the UFC. Like we said, it was a really interesting card. It was a quick one and it was like full of action, but it was a good card. I think it definitely lived up to the hype. It was cool to see it in front of fans again too. So Dana said that not just Jacksonville, but the state of Florida in general is going to have a lot more fights.
Yeah. Hopefully they can get one back home.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we are going to get a fight here back home. It's not a fight that Mayweather versus Logan Paul.
That's not a fight.
What? Come on, I'll watch that fight. I will go to Hard Rock Stadium and watch that fight.
That's not a fight.
What is it? A Mayweather messing with somebody?
That's
Logan Paul is like way bigger. I didn't realize that until I saw like a picture of them standing next to each other. Like, Logan Paul's like 6'4".
It's a kid show, is what it is.
You're not gonna watch it?
It's entertainment, is what it is.
You're not gonna watch it?
No.
I'll watch it. I'm gonna make you watch it.
No, it's entertainment. That's not fighting. That's entertainment.
I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna make you come to the house and watch it.
No. I will not watch it. I'll follow on Twitter. I'm not gonna watch it.
You're a hater. Moving on. I know we said we're gonna wait till later to talk about the NFL draft, but there is a little bit of drama going on in the NFL at the moment. Aaron Rodgers is apparently not happy with Green Bay and wants out.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. I don't think they show him the respect that he deserves.
Nope.
Like not at all, actually. Like I think that him and like his the things that he's done for this organization, they won't get him any help. They won't get him a offensive line. They won't go get him receivers who can make plays other than Devontae Adams, obviously. And he does not seem to be clicking with the new coach, which is another like kind of, gut shot at him. There's just a lot of things that have been going down between him and the organization that shows me that the organization doesn't respect what he's done for them. And honestly, he should get the fuck out. I would be crying to get out too.
Yeah, rightfully so. They drafted a cornerback in the first round.
Yeah.
Your man says I'm gonna walk away instead of trying to at least do something to help bring him back by drafting.
Especially in a year with loaded receivers.
They draft a cornerback.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's not fair to him. I don't think I don't think the fans are upset with him either. Because I think they see what we see.
I can't speak for Green Bay fans.
I don't know. I wouldn't be upset if I was a Green Bay fan. I'd be like, yeah, he's right. I mean, he should want out. They're not helping him at all.
I mean, I saw the perfect example. They were talking about the draft after it ended, like at 12 or so, and they were talking about the Green Bay situation. Aaron Rodgers says he wants out. They end up drafting a quarterback instead. but the Falcons, who have been like rumored to shop Matt Ryan and whatnot, end up drafting a target for him in Kyle Pitts.
The highest drafted tight end of all time, by the way.
Yeah, like that was just a comparison they made, and that's pretty true actually.
Yeah, at least the Falcons are trying to help.
Yeah.
I agree. I think Green Bay is kind of, I don't want to say spitting in the face of Rodgers, but they're definitely just not giving him the respect he deserves.
Mm-mm.
I mean, the guy is top 3. He's been top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL for 7-8 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. And he basically took you guys to one game out from the Super Bowl almost by himself. You could blame that loss on coaching too.
On back-to-back years.
Yeah, you could blame that loss on coaching. So I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see if this is just his way of saying like shit needs to change, or if they actually do shop him and get rid of him. We'll see what happens.
I can't remember. Did he win the MVP this year?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's his second one now, right?
I don't know how many he's had, but still.
He's got 1 Super Bowl and I think 2 MVPs. I mean, the guy deserves a little bit of respect and he deserves a little bit of input into what the organization is trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean, because what's the alternative? Jordan Love? No shade at Jordan Love, but you're not Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, you could try. You could switch to being tight end.
Maybe Aaron should just retire and go host Jeopardy full time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it will make him happy.
Probably.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens there. We'll get to the rest of the NFL stuff later on in the episode. The other thing heating up at the moment is the NBA playoff race.
Mm-hmm.
I think already the one team in the East. I know the Nets have clinched the playoffs and the number 1 seed. I'm pretty sure the Jazz clinched the number 1 seed in the West, right?
Yeah. They just clinched a playoff spot.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, the East I know is really tight, especially towards the bottom.
Yeah. Right now we're looking at the Heat are looking at the 7th seed right now. So
Yeah.
They would have to be
It's just the Heat lost games that they weren't supposed to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Right now they're tied for 6th with the Celtics, but they have that tiebreaker. And the Hawks are only, I think, 2 games ahead of them. So the Hawks keep losing, and the problem is that the Hawks have the tiebreaker over the Heat. So I think the best we can get to is 6-5 if something like if we win a bunch of games in a row and the Hawks drop a bunch of games in a row. But
yeah,
I don't want to be at 7 because then that would mean we'd have to play in the play-in round, and I really don't want that to happen. I also don't want to play the Sixers in the first round. I'm not a fan of it either. I don't think anybody is at this point unless your team is like 10th.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of the playing round. This isn't the NCAA tournament. I get it for the bubble, but the bubble's over. Let's just go back to how it originally was.
I agree. I don't know how I feel about playing the Sixers in the first round if that's how it shapes up. It could be worse. We could be playing the Nets in the first round. But the Sixers kind of scare me. They've been playing. They've been playing really, really good basketball.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd rather play them in the second round when we have a little bit of mojo behind us if we can make it there.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. For sure. As far as the West goes, the Jazz and the Suns have already clinched the spots. So the Sixers and the Nets and the Jazz and the Suns are the 4 teams that have clinched playoff spots. Right now the Jazz are 1 and the Suns are 2, only a game behind them.
Yeah, because the Suns beat the Clippers the other day.
Yeah, and the difference between 8, 9, and 10 is half a game.
In the East?
No, in the West. The Grizzlies, the Spurs, and the Warriors are all within half a game of each other. So that should be interesting to see. The Trailblazers look okay. They're at 7, but they have a 2.5 game lead over the next closest person.
They're all pissed at Terry Stotts over there.
Are they really?
Yeah.
What about?
Yeah, they're just not trusting his coaching no more. I think he might be on the hot seat.
Oh, that's not good.
That's what I've been seeing.
The Lakers, we're going to see. I mean, the Lakers are at 5 right now, but LeBron and AD, well, AD's already back. LeBron should be playing tonight, apparently. So if they can make a little bit of a push here, the problem is that they're 5.5 games back of the next closest person to them. So I mean, they're probably gonna sit there at 5, and if they happen to lose a couple games, they could easily give up the 5 spot for number 6 to the Mavericks.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there, but a lot of like tight games or tight like little brackets within the top 8 spots. So it'll be interesting to see. I think there's 10 games left in the season.
I was just about to ask how many games remain.
72 game season, right?
Yeah.
52, 62. Yeah, about 10 games left, give or take, depending on the team.
Yeah.
So anywhere from 8 to 10 games left for everybody. So I mean, the Heat could definitely make a move. I mean, anybody could really make a move if they put together, 5 to 6 wins within these next 8 to 10 games. I just this is the problem when it gets late, is that you not only have to worry about you winning for good seeding, but you also have to worry about other people losing.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. The NBA playoffs are looking to be very interesting, like they were last year, though.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Baseball. I mean, baseball is baseball. There's not much to talk about. I mean, it's still really early in the season. Teams are still trying to figure out, their pitching, what lineups they want to use. The Braves are playing better, and so are the Red Sox. The Red Sox actually started winning a couple series in a row, so it's good for them. Braves are the same way. The Braves got, Michael mentioned it earlier, and I told him to go fuck himself. But the Braves played a 2 7-inning games, a doubleheader in the same day, and they got 2 hits in between the 2 games. So that obviously is not good. But they've been playing pretty well. They put up a 10 bomb on the Cubs 2 days ago, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, it was so bad that Anthony Rizzo started pitching for the Cubs, and he struck out Freddie Freeman.
Fuck the Cubs.
Yeah, fuck the Cubs.
If St. Louis is 13-12 right now, still early, only 25 games in.
Yeah, so 25 games is nothing in baseball.
No.
For a 162 game season, I mean,
did they end up shortening it by 10 games this year?
I don't think they did. I think they voted against it. Baseball needs all the revenue that they can get.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching games anymore, sadly. Like, we watch baseball, but nobody watches baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like we said, it's still early in the season. We'll get deeper into baseball as the season goes on. And the All-Star break comes around and stuff like that. The only other thing I had for sports talk written down was the NIL bill, name, image, and likeness for college teams in Florida. My sister covers the Florida State Senate session, so she was talking to me about it. There's apparently an amendment being pushed through it's actually already been pushed through the House and the Senate of Florida. It has something to do with charter schools. I don't know the basic language of it, but it's a 71-page amendment, and there are 2 lines in there basically saying, oh, and by the way, we're pushing back the name, image, and likeness bill by a year to 2022. And and it still has to go through DeSantis's desk, so he has the power to veto it if he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Which a lot of people are really confused. They don't know if he will or won't, because one reason, because he was like the proponent of the NIL bill. Like he was really like behind like Florida being one of the first schools to do it and to like be a leader in the industry. But at the same time, this is a very pro-Republican bill, so they don't know if he's going to veto it just for that reason.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, DeSantis, if you listen to this podcast, please fucking veto that bill. God, let these college kids get paid, bro. They deserve it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what happens there. All of the major college programs in Florida have already reached out to DeSantis, Manny Diaz, Coach Mullen. I don't remember who's coaching FAU now. Is it Taggart?
I have no idea.
The coach for UCF reached out as well. Mike Norvell reached out. So like all the major programs in Florida are basically saying like, look, we were a leader and now we look like a loser. So we better figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that in the coming days. I don't know until when he has to veto or sign the bill. So I'll have to ask my sister about that one.
Yeah.
But with that said, I think that's all we had for sports talk. We can go ahead and jump over
to mention your boy Timmy.
Oh no, I have that. We can talk about that later, actually.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I have that. I had that written down for later. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry, I forgot about
All right.
him. But no, we'll get to Tim later.
Okay.
But I'll let you go. Give the people your player of the week there, Mikey.
My player of the week, we mentioned her earlier, is going to be Thug Rose Namajunas.
I think this is the first UCF fighter that we've had as a player of the week.
No, I had Francis when he won.
Oh, you did? Okay, okay.
Yeah, UFC by the way, not UCF.
My bad.
It's very easy to get those confused.
I do it a lot too.
Yeah.
Fuck UCF.
Yeah, fuck him. No, but don't let Cam hear that. By the way,
Huh?
don't let Cam hear you said that.
He doesn't. We had that conversation. He doesn't. He's like, oh yeah, I'm a Gator fan. Like screw UCF. Like he's like, I'll wear the merchandise and stuff because they go there. But he's like, I'm cheering for the Gators.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, Thug Rose is going to be my player of the week. Like I mentioned earlier, beautiful roundhouse kick, minute 18 seconds into the first round versus Wei Li Zhang for the strawweight champion.
Flyweight. Oh no, it was strawweight. It was strawweight. It was strawweight.
As mentioned earlier, she is the first woman to regain her title. So
she's the best.
that's why they call her Thug Rose.
Yeah, no, she's a badass. That kick was a piece of art.
It was.
All right. That was quick and painless. My player of the week, I'm gonna give it to Kevin Porter Jr.
For us, it was painless.
Yeah.
Not for Wei Li.
No, definitely not. Kevin Porter Jr. He became the youngest player in NBA history at 20 years old to have 50 points and 10 assists. The record he broke was LeBron's record. LeBron was 23 when he set that record, so it's kind of crazy. Also, I'm giving him player of the week, not just because of the stats, but because he did this the night after getting fined for going to a strip club. So he's the new James Harden in Houston.
Nice.
And he's a lefty. So, I mean, he must have picked up something from Harden. But yeah, Kevin Porter Jr., 20 years old, dropping 50 points in an NBA game's pretty fucking impressive.
It is.
But yeah.
Quick honorable mention players of the week for me is going to be everyone getting drafted this weekend.
Oh yeah. Shout out to all of the dudes becoming millionaires this weekend.
Yep.
Good for them, honestly. Like good on them, bro. Like congratulations, your dream. Even if you play one snap in the NFL, you can like forever say like I made it to the NFL.
Yeah.
So congratulations on all your dreams coming true, boys. You deserve it. It'll take a lot of hard work to get there. That being said, I'll jump straight into my highs and lows. First low, I got my second dose of the vaccine today, which I hear is brutal.
I was about to ask you, when are you gonna get your second shot?
I got it today, actually, like an hour ago.
Do you have work tomorrow or your internship tomorrow?
No, I got nothing tomorrow. I think it's supposed to hit me like tonight if it does hit me. So we'll see what happens. I was talking to Tiny earlier and he said that he got his on Wednesday and that like Wednesday night he was like all fucked up.
Damn.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'm kind of worried, kind of not. Whatever happens. I from what I understand, the symptoms don't last longer than like 12 hours. So second low, since I'm back home now, the air conditioning in my room has always been ass ever since I've lived here. So I have to go back to like wearing nothing but shorts around my house and sweating my ass off. So we'll see what happens there. I might go get a fan and like just point it at my bed.
Not a bad idea.
And then the biggest low of this week is I was at campus right before I was getting ready to leave, and I was getting in the elevator at the Rights Union, and I went to pull my phone out of my pocket, and my AirPod case fell out and opened, and my right AirPod fell down the elevator shaft.
Was anyone there to witness it?
No.
Oh, that would really.
No, just me and my disgust in myself. So I only have a left AirPod now.
You have to buy a new. You haven't bought a new one yet?
Not yet. I didn't have any money at the time, so I was kind of waiting. But that actually leads me into my first high. Stimulus hit yesterday.
Nice.
I now have money to go buy a new AirPod.
There you go.
Whenever we decide to do that, it'll happen. Probably go to like I think I'm just gonna order one online. I think I found one for like $50, so we'll see what happens.
They sell single AirPods?
Yeah, it's crazy
know.
enough. I didn't know that either. I looked it up. Actually, my sister looked it up because I called her all pissed off, and she was like, "Yeah, they sell single AirPods." I was like, "Oh, that's actually kind of crazy." So we'll see what happens there. Second high, as Michael mentioned a little bit earlier, Timmy T has an official tryout with the Jaguars for a tight end position. I hope he gets it. He's just been on TV and sitting at home with his gorgeous Miss Universe wife lately. Seems kind of bored since retiring from baseball, so I hope he gets the job. I think he will just because Urban Meyer's coaching, and this is basically his way of gunning for Trevor's job.
I don't think he's gonna take Trevor's job.
No, I'm kidding, of course. But I did tell my dad if the Jaguars are, I know they drafted ETN, so they'll have a good running back. But if they, if they want to mix stuff up and they're down within like the 10-yard line and stuff, they could throw Tebow back in shotgun and just let him run a couple QB powers.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe a little jump pass action to fuck with people. Who knows, man? Urban Meyer is calling the plays. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you have a valid point there.
And then my last high for the week is I'm going to the Heat game on Friday. First, I get to go to a Heat game this year. I've gone to a Heat game, at least one Heat game in the last 5 years. So I get to go right before the season ends. So I'm excited. Hopefully we win. We're playing the Timberwolves. And yeah, hopefully
Do you still wear
we
your
win.
mask even though you're vaccinated now?
Yeah, I think so.
And hopefully those dogs don't get you.
Yeah, bro. If that dog sits down, I'm going to smack the shit out of him. Like, sit up. Get up, please. But yeah, so now I'm fully vaccinated. I really have no worries about going to the game. So we'll see what happens. The Heat already lost to the Timberwolves. So if they lose again, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
But with that said, go ahead, Mikey, take it away.
I only have 2 lows. My first low is that start of finals already. Next week is finals week. Well, it actually started today. One of my classes. It's an online class. He opened it up today, and it's due next week Friday. That class is also another low because I've had assignments turned in, and the last time he's graded assignments was March 9th. So I've had 5 assignments turned in that haven't been
awesome.
Graded. Yeah.
Love when teachers do their job.
I don't know how I'm doing.
That's the worst because like the end of the class comes and like you can't really do anything about it if you get a bad grade. Like you can't ask them why you did it bad to improve the other ones.
I'm passing on my other classes. I know that. But this one, I don't know.
Yeah, you should talk to him.
Yeah. But let's see. Those are my 2 lows. But also, it's also a high for finals because next week's the last week of school. But also, I have one final where I basically passed that class, so I can bomb it if I want to.
Nice.
I have enough points ready where I passed. Another class is a book report that I have to do. And it's worth 20 points. And if I don't do it, I would instead of an A, or no, I think I'd still finish with an A in the class. So yeah.
Nice.
I had a final due today. It was like a video final. If I didn't do it and I didn't do the assignment before then, I'd finish with an 80, which is still passing. So that's that. Then we had physics. And for physics, I got 90s on all. I got at least 90s on all 4 of my tests. So because of that, she exempts everyone who's gotten 90s on all 4 from the final. She just uses the average of the test as your final.
Solid.
So I really don't really have that many finals to worry about. I guess this is just one that I have to do. But even then, I already checked. It's like 5 short answer questions. So
shouldn't be too hard.
No, it's like answering them, but it's also putting them to critical thinking too. So
makes sense.
Yeah. Because I'm in the topic of school, my exercise class, she gave out little paper plates awards, and she gave me most improved. So I'll take that as a high. Thank you. I have the plate actually. Let me grab it.
Oh, he's gonna show the camera.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get most improved in an exercise class, but good job, Mike.
I stayed to be an instructor, so I improved my instructing skills. Another high. Well, that's it for school highs. So, high NFL draft. Always fun watching the draft and seeing what teams.
I love watching the draft.
What fans are pissed and what fans are happy.
I love watching the draft because I'm always home, so I always get to watch it with my dad and like talk shit.
Yeah, last week or last year was during quarantine, so we had the projector pulled up back home. It was nice. But my last high, I mentioned it to you earlier, is that the Florida Panthers are playoff bound for the first time since 2016.
The Cats are going to the dance.
We are officially locked in for the playoffs. Don't know the seeding yet, but
Right now we're second in the Central Division.
okay.
Yeah, we picked up 4 points yesterday. We were third going into our game yesterday, but we won in overtime, so we picked up 4 points. So now we're in second.
Yeah. So when it's all said and done, no matter if we lose the rest of our games or we win the rest of our games, the Florida Panthers are finally in the playoffs. So it feels good.
Feels good, man.
Yeah. But that's gonna be it for my highs and lows of the week.
Perfect.
Oh,
All right.
hi, UFC. That's always a good high. Being able to watch UFC.
Sounds good. Cool. With that being said, we can jump into our little draft review slash preview. We're gonna review the first round real quick. Just go over what surprised us, what did it, and then we'll preview tonight's second and third rounds. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. What is the first thing that comes to your mind about last night's draft?
Well, I mentioned it earlier about how the Packers decided to go with the cornerback instead of trying to at least persuade Rodgers to stay. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I mean, that's just bad.
I'm not surprised that the 49ers picked Trey Lance.
Honestly, I thought they were gonna go with Mac Jones.
Yeah, it was either of those two. I mean, I did tell you earlier, 3 of the top 6 picks have been guys who either didn't play at all or had a shortened season due to injuries and or COVID situations like Trey Lance. So, but I will say, I guess, yeah, I'd have to say the Bengals. I'm not saying Jamar Chase is a bad pick.
I agree. I thought they were gonna go offensive line.
I thought they're gonna go. How do you say Panay? Panay?
Yeah, Panay.
Panay? Yeah, I thought
The
they're
guy
gonna go
from
Panay.
Oregon, right?
Yeah, the tackle.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, they need if not now. I mean, they got it for tonight. Even they got to go after some offensive line, and Joe Burrow's just gonna get hurt again.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not a bad pick for Jamar Chase. That's a good receiver core to work
Yeah.
with. Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins.
It's interesting,
Jamar
actually.
Chase.
A lot of receivers got paired with old college quarterbacks in this draft.
Well, just those, just Jamar, Jalen, and Devontae, but ETN did get paired with Trevor.
I mean, I thought it's pretty cool, honestly.
No, it is. But speaking of that, Jalen Waddle to Miami. It's not a bad pick, but you had the Heisman. You had the Heisman winner still on the board there.
Yeah, I think I go after Devontae there. I know people are worried about his size, but his route running is just exquisite, and his ability to create space is crazy. I think I would have gone with him, but Jalen Waddle is not a bad pick by
No.
any means.
They just all think these speedy receivers are going to be the next Tyreek. I mean, same thing with the Raiders and Ruggs.
It's true. No, you're right. The Raiders have always drafted speed. They never. It doesn't matter what era we're in. We drafted Darius Hayward-Bay with the third pick in the NFL draft. That didn't really work out for us.
Nope.
The one thing that I wanted to mention was I said it earlier, but Kyle Pitts officially becoming the highest drafted tight end in NFL history. I really think he's going to be just a freak in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think his not only his catch radius, but his speed at that size is just a matchup nightmare. I mean, he's too fast for linebackers and he's too big for corners.
Yeah.
So
my dad wanted either Pitts or Chase. Obviously, it didn't happen. So
Yeah.
I told my dad when Pitts got drafted, they showed like Pitts' picture and he's all smiles. I said, Pops, tight ends need to look mean. Kyle Pitts does not look mean.
Yeah, I think the important thing for Pitts is that one, he's got to put a little bit more weight on, especially if he's going to play tight end. Say tight end in air quotes. But two is they have to use him as an all-around receiver. Put him in the slot, put him on the outside, put him on the line, but move him around to create matchup problems.
Yeah.
That is how you're gonna get the. Trust me, I've watched for the last 2 years. It's how you're gonna get the best use out of him. Is just move him around to where he's gonna get the best matchup.
Yeah.
Surprise for me, Kadarius Toney going 20. From everything I had read, he was projected late first round, like between 28 and 32. Him going 20 to the Giants was huge. He looked really happy. Actually, funny story about that. Right when they said the pick is in, I get a text from Nick, and he says, Tony's going 20 to the Giants. My buddy knows the owner, and he just told us. And I was like, oh, Nick's fucking with me. He's just saying this shit. And then he got picked. And I go, oh, shit. Good call, Nicky.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was very happy for him there. What was another thing that
I will say another surprise was the fact that the Cowboys traded with the Eagles.
Yeah, usually I don't know about that. They usually just don't even talk to each other.
Yeah, I mean the Eagles ended up drafting Devontae Smith out of that.
Yeah. The Cowboys got who they wanted. I mean, they didn't get who they want. I had heard they wanted J.C. Horn, but he was already gone by the time their pick was coming up anyway. So they figured they'd get something out of it, and they got somebody to replace Sean Lee, who retired. So that works.
Yeah.
What else? The thing that surprised me, I guess, the most was who didn't get drafted. I was really surprised that Elijah Moore was still on the board. I thought he was going to go to the Ravens. I thought the Ravens were going to take Elijah Moore. They ended up taking the guy out of Minnesota. What was his name? Bateman, something Bateman.
Rashad Bateman.
Rashad Bateman, who I've seen play. He's good too. Don't get me wrong. I just thought they were going to go with Elijah Moore there. And then Asante Samuel Jr. out of FSU. I thought he was going to go late first round to the Bucks, but they didn't take. They went linebacker instead of corner. So look for both of those guys to go off the board early in the second round.
They could have really used the cornerback because of Carlton Davis.
Yeah,
and we give him shit a lot of times, but still.
Yeah, no, they I mean, right now they're just filling in spots where they don't have a starter because they're returning all 22 starters. So
yeah,
they're just filling in where they think they might be a little weak, but I think a corner would have been good for them. So we'll see what happens. Just look for those two guys to definitely be gone early in the second round. I felt like there was a running back that was missing off the board. Oh, well, where did Najee Harris end up going? I know he went in the first round.
Najee went to Pittsburgh.
I thought that was a great pickup because James Conner is good, but he's not good enough to be like a solo number one back. So I think pairing him with a guy like Najee Harris, who's physically dominant, is.
Well, James Conner's in Arizona.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he signed the.
Shit!
I didn't even know he was a free agent until like 2 weeks ago when I
saw that he signed for Arizona. Then they really needed Najee Harris.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shit. He's gonna get in there quick then.
Yeah.
Good for him. Yeah. He in my opinion, he was the best running back in this draft. ETN is not far behind, but Najee Harris is just physically dominating.
Yeah.
Anybody else that I'm missing here? The Raiders pick. We took. I said earlier we took offensive line. A lot of fans were actually questioning that pick, saying it was kind of a stretch. But the Raiders have always been like that. They take who they want, no matter.
Cleveland Farrell, 3rd overall.
Yeah, they take who they like, and that's just kind of how it goes for them. They said our year, the year we had 3 picks in the first round, that every single pick we made was a stretch. But they just take who they want. They don't care what other people think about it. And I was watching an interview with Mike Mayock, and he said that not only did all the coaches really like him, but all of the scouts were very high on him too. So when you can get both of those groups of guys to agree, everybody in the building feels good about the pick. So they were happy.
Interesting. Yeah, Arizona ended up drafting outside linebacker Zaven Collins out of Tulsa. I would have liked to see. I mean, not a bad pick. Have him with Isaiah Simmons, good young linebacker core.
Yeah.
But I would have liked a cornerback now that Pat Pete's gone. You got to help Byron Murphy out the other end. I mean, we did sign Malcolm Butler, but I don't know. You could have gone a cornerback again. Caleb Farley was still available.
How do you feel about the Jets taking Zach Wilson with the second pick?
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either, but like, what do you think?
Another Sam Darnold, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets.
I'm
the Jets
not
have this.
I'm not the player, so like obviously,
The
I
the
don't get
Jets
paid to make
have
these predictions.
the Jets have this like weird like idea in their heads that drafting a quarterback will solve all of their problems. And I
Yeah,
think that they need to get past that. I also think they need to get the fire the fuck out of Gase immediately.
yeah. He
That guy
Gase is
is a
gone.
cancer. No, he's not.
Yeah, Salah's the coach.
No way.
Yeah, he's been the coach
When
in like
when did that happen?
quite a couple months ago.
No way.
Yeah, Salah's the new coach
Oh
at
my god, you're right. Okay,
Jets.
thank God. That guy is a cancer and a dumpster fire put together.
I think one of the side effects of the COVID vaccine is memory loss.
Maybe. Yeah, my bad. I didn't even know about that. I don't think I ever even heard about that. Good job, Jets. Wow, that's the first smart thing you guys have done in years. Other than that, I mean, there was really nothing else that jumped out to me. There was a lot. I didn't know as many people as I did in last year's draft. That's for sure.
Jalen Phillips stays in Miami, getting
Yeah,
drafted by the
saw that. Good
Dolphins,
for him. Good for him.
18th pick.
They said he's a little raw, but his physical attributes are really good. So they think that they can mold him to what they want. I think that was about
Gregory
it.
Rousseau goes 30th to the Bills.
I don't know who that is.
He was another edge from Miami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw him go late in the draft. You're right. Yes.
Yeah, he's going up to Buffalo now.
So and Florida both had two guys go in the first round. Nice.
Alabama had like 5 or 6.
I think it was six. I think it ended up being 6.
Per usual. I feel like every year they always say it's the record.
Yeah, I think they tied. I think they tied the record last night.
Yeah.
But yeah, they played really well. Or they played really well. They drafted really well. Bama always puts guys in the draft though. As far as tonight's picks, I expect Kyle Trask to go in the second to third. I mean, he could go in the second.
Draft that had him going to the Buccaneers.
I saw that too. I don't trust mock drafts at all.
No.
I think that with Trask, it's either going to be the Steelers or who was the other team? I just had it. I thought the Patriots, but they took Mac Jones way earlier than I thought they were going to, so they're not going to take him. I think the Steelers. Oh, the Steelers and the Saints. The Saints are very high on Kyle Trask, and the Steelers have been looking for a backup for Ben Roethlisberger.
The Saints have Jameis though.
Huh? Yeah, but you can never have enough quarterbacks in this league, Michael.
That's true. Well, they have Jameis. They have
Taysom Hill's not a quarterback. Don't even invoke his name.
He's had more starts last year for the Saints than Jameis.
Yeah, but who has more career starts?
I've had more starts last season when they're both on the same team.
Who has more career starts?
Those are two completely different situations.
I disagree.
You put them on the same team, that's a fair point. It's a fair situation now.
No, they have already said that they only played Taysom Hill so as not to discourage Drew Brees.
Whatever.
Don't whatever me. Yeah, so I expect Trask to go late second probably. Depends on if the Steelers or the Saints want to pull the trigger on him. I think whoever gets him is going to be getting a really smart football player and somebody who, can compete for a spot if they have to. That's all I'm going to say on that subject. Yeah. Like I said before, Elijah Moore and Asante Samuel, expect them to go really early in the second round. I actually saw a couple mock drafts that Elijah Moore was going to be the first person taken in the second round. So we'll see what happens.
Interesting. Well, some drafts also had the running back from North Carolina going early. I forgot his name.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name either.
Early second round, too.
The person
that linebacker from Notre Dame is still available. That's another big one.
Yeah, he's good. Nick has been saying like all year that he should have been a first round pick.
Yeah.
He can play, and he's good because he's a lot like Isaiah Simmons, where he can move positions.
Yeah.
Like he's played safety, he's played linebacker, he's even played a little bit of slot corner.
Yeah.
So we'll see. NFL teams love those hybrid guys, especially in today's game. So we'll see what happens with him. Trayvon Grimes, receiver from Florida. I was reading about him today. They don't have him going until late third, early fourth, but somebody could take a chance on him.
Is Trayvon the one that threw his shoe?
No, that was Marco Wilson. That he was on defense.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was Marco Wilson. Yeah, he probably won't get drafted.
That's probably why, because of that shoe.
Yeah, I mean that's why I wouldn't draft him.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I don't really have anybody else to look out for. The defensive tackle from FSU, Marvin Wilson, is really good, but nobody's been talking about him since he like opted out like 3 games into the season last year. So we'll see what happens with him. I'd be surprised if
Jamar Chase opted out, and he still made first 5.
yeah, but he opted out before the season even started, didn't he? Or did he bail out halfway through the season?
No, he bailed before the season started.
Yeah, so I mean, everybody and he was like one of the best receivers in the country.
Yeah, he caught 20 touchdowns that season, the year they won.
So we'll see what happens. I definitely think that teams can definitely reload. This draft is very deep. Most position wise, especially like receivers and quarterbacks. So teams can really load up their offense in this year's draft. I like watching the second day draft because it's interesting to see, like some shockers, like people who are supposed to go in like the 5th or 6th round and get drafted like the 2nd or 3rd. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add there, Michael?
For the draft, just good luck and congrats to everyone who's been drafted or going to get drafted.
Yep. All right. Well, that being said, we hope that you guys are just as disappointed in your team's drafts as we are.
If not more.
And we appreciate you guys tuning into another episode. I'll see you later.
Take care, y'all.